Hello everyone, I want to go over problem number 66. In your homework and in your notes / your homework, this is going to be on page 5. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so for 66 it says find the equation of the tangent line given that f of x equals 8 divided by the quantity, the square root of x squared plus 6x. And we're trying to find out what happens at the point 2, 2, right? So they're telling us that x equals 2. All right. So as I mentioned, in order to find the equation of any line, you need two things. And you have to keep this in mind. Equation of any line. And the first thing you need is any point on the line. And they've given you one, 2, 2. And then the second thing you need is the slope of the line. So let me point out that they're specifically saying that they want you to find the equation of the tangent line right here. Okay, so if you remember, for the tangent line, I keep calling the derivative the slope generating machine because the derivative spits out slopes anywhere on our function. So in order to find this one, if you remember, you go back to your original function f of x, but in order to find the slope, then you're going to look to the derivative. All right, so let me show you both. They've given you both the x and the y, but we're going to check to see whether that's true. One circle, so if we do f of 2, going back to our original function here, this is equal to 8 over the square root of 2 squared plus 6 times 2. All right, so this equals 8 over the square root of, let's see, 4 plus 12, which is 16. Or f of 2 equals 8 over 4, which is just 2. Right? So that's how they're getting this point 2, 2. They're going back into your original function and they're saying where x equals 2, the corresponding y is equal to 2. All right, so now let's get to the slope of the line because that can only be found by finding the derivative. All right, so we start off with the original function of f of x equals 8 divided by the square root of x squared plus 6x. Okay, we'd like to find the derivative of that. Now that's going to be a little tricky if we don't rewrite it. So let's get to rewriting it. So this equals 8 times x squared plus 6x, that quantity to the negative because it's in the denominator, and then 1/2 because we have a 2 out here, and the power to which that chunk of information is 1. All right, so let's get to the derivative. So then f prime of x, our derivative, equals, same rule, 8, pull down the power. Let's do 1 less power, -1/2 minus 1 is -3/2. Now if you remember I said this is your brick, it's going to stay the same, x squared plus 6x. And then you want to finish that off by taking the derivative of the brick. The brick has to disintegrate, so 2x plus 6. All right, so you can simplify that if you so desire, or you can just plug your number in. Let's try to simplify, see if that gets us to something that's a little bit more easily digestible. All right, so what can I do? I can take f prime of x, and I can clump some things together. I can see 8 times -1/2 will give me -4. That might make it a little bit easier. And then I'll still have this 2x plus 6 to multiply by. And then it's just this piece right here that's in the middle. And you can do it in parts, but I'm going to do it all together. The negative means that this chunk is going to be in the denominator. And notice this is going to be the square root of the chunk cubed. So we have x squared plus 6x cubed, like that. All right, So this is good. If this makes you uncomfortable, of course you can take it one step further and do negative 8x minus 24 over the square root of x squared plus 6x, that chunk cubed. All right, so let me give you a minute to look at that. All right, so this is what's called our slope generating machine. It is our instantaneous rate of change. So I want to go back for a minute because we have to be paying attention to the fact that we're not just finding our slope generating machine anywhere, but we want to find it specifically at 2. We like to find the slope of this tangent line. So we're going to plug 2 in. So then f prime of 2 then equals negative 8 times 2 minus 24 all over the square root of 2 squared plus 6 times 2, whatever that is, we're going to cube it. All right, so let me get my calculator out real quick. So let's see, negative 16 minus 24. Okay, that'll give me negative 40 in the numerator. And in my denominator, I get the square root of, let's see, 2 squared is 4 plus 12, that quantity cubed. All right, so let's keep going. F prime of 2 then equals negative 40 over, let's see, 4 plus 12 is 16, the square root of that is 4. And when we take 4 and we cube it, we get 64. Okay, of course you can simplify this even further if you so desire. And I got that. This is negative 0.625. All right, so I have everything I need in order to find the equation of the tangent line because this represents my slope of the tangent, specifically at x equals 2. Let me show you that. Okay, it's the slope of your tangent line specifically at x equals 2. All right, so going back to this picture, because it's always good to have some type of visual representation. If I wanted to write this in some general form, I could say this is y equals negative 0.625x plus b, right? However, I want to be more specific than that, and I want to plug it all into y equals mx plus b. So here, we get y equals mx plus b. Well, now our slope of our tangent line is negative 0.625. The x value is 2, and the y value is 2. So it's just a matter of solving for the b. Let's see. 2 equals 1.25 here, negative, plus b. And I want to add 1.25 to both sides. I get b equals 3.25. So my equation of my tangent line should be y equals negative 0.625 x plus 3.25.